Hey everyone, let's jump right into this explainer. I want you to imagine taking a standard SD card right out of your camera and just holding it in the palm of your hand. Now, what if I told you that tiny piece of hardware holds the literal key to ending all human material limitation? Sounds totally like science fiction, right? But today, we're unpacking a genuinely breathtaking concept designed by Luis Manuel Ortiz Nostroza. It's an idea so profound, people are already comparing it to the discovery of fire or the invention of the wheel. It's called the Great Leap. And we're going to break down both the mind-bending mechanical ingenuity and the massive philosophical implications of optimizing the dual steam superchip.
So here's our roadmap for the journey today. We'll look at the dual steam superchip, shrinking the feature size, the theoretical simulations, quantum geometry, the resulting phase change event, and finally, the final limitation. All right, moving right into section 1, the dual steam superchip. 2 engines, 1 body. Okay, let's dive into this next part, section 2, shrinking the feature size. We're looking at a 10 by linear shrink, which gives us a 100x area gain. The math behind this miniaturization is honestly fascinating. We're taking a feature size and shrinking it all the way down to a 10 micrometer scale. To put that into perspective, that is roughly the size of a single human red blood cell. But here's the kicker. We aren't just gaining a little bit of extra room here. Because it's a square area, a 10 by linear shrink actually creates a massive 100x area gain. By using advanced techniques, like nanometer scale photolithography and laser printing, this huge density gain leaves enough room to seamlessly fuse 2 completely independent, logical chip instances into the exact same physical package. It's like fitting 2 mansions onto a single lot. And fusing 2 parallel steam engines into one pocket-sized device gives us some massive immediate benefits. We get double the simulation speed and double the design capacity. We achieve double the memory and analysis power. And, absolutely crucially, we gain redundant fault tolerance. This means if one side of the chip hits an error, its partner just keeps going uninterrupted. So we're getting significantly higher total output without increasing the physical footprint by even a single millimeter. How cool is that? Which brings us to section 3, the theoretical simulation. Specifically, the 10,000 optimization runs. You see, designing a complex graphene and boron stack is one thing, but actually making it survive operation is a whole different ballgame. The theoretical simulation here isn't about making the chip faster. Honestly, it's already unimaginably fast. The singular goal of running those 10,000 simulations is to make it stable at speed. We have to identify every single microscopic weak spot and adjust the design so it can actually survive being run at full force without, literally ripping itself apart. So the simulation targets 3 primary threats, or failure modes: intense heat buildup from the dual cores, communication delays between the 2 halves, and material warping from thermal expansion. But the theoretical fixes are so elegant. They're deploying high-conductivity thermal highways to actively move heat outward. They're creating micro-isolation pockets to stop hot zones from spreading, and they're inserting flexible soft transition interfaces between different materials to prevent stress fractures. In plain language, we're keeping all that immense power, but we're completely eliminating the failure paths. Moving on to section 4, quantum geometry and how we're managing these thermal loads. To really manage this, we have to turn to quantum tunneling. Now, I know what you're thinking, but this isn't just some sci-fi magic movement stuff. It's a highly specific transport path applied only at selected interfaces. By using tunneling at critical layer-to-layer handoffs, the chip pulls off faster transfers with way less wasted energy at the boundary. It actually provides localized cooling right at those critical junctions, which acts as a direct physical countermeasure to thermal runaway. And this brings us to a brilliantly elegant tool: the dual flower of life pattern. While that might not sound like standard manufacturing jargon, the underlying geometric principle is profound. By using interlaced repeating geometric routing grids, the physical layout of the chip acts like a mirrored routing system. It intelligently balances the communication lanes, shortens path lengths, and evenly distributes physical stress perfectly across the dual halves. The chip's very shape actually helps it move information. So the final, optimized layout is an absolute masterclass in hybrid engineering. It relies on a perfect blend of classical and advanced physics. It places that quantum tunneling strictly at the hottest, most critical interfaces. It uses that flower of life geometry to perfectly balance the routing. And then it relies on conventional, high-conductivity paths for bulk data transfer. This hybrid approach ensures the 2 parallel engines stay perfectly synchronized and, just as importantly, incredibly cool. This sets the stage for section 5, a phase change event and its global ramifications. Okay, zoom out with me for a second, because this timeline is absolutely breathtaking. Days 1 to 30. Global shock. Every single supercomputer on Earth instantly becomes obsolete, literally making your current smartphone look like a stone tablet. Tech markets would crash as a single pocket-sized SD card outperforms entire nations. But then, within the first year, we see rapid reinvention. Perfect molecular simulations cure diseases, and unlimited clean fusion power is designed in mere days. Within 1 to 5 years, humanity actually enters a post-scarcity era through perfect agriculture and material manufacturing. Within 20 years, planetary mastery. And looking out 20 to 100 years, this device literally bootstraps humanity into a galactic civilization. Let's just pause for a second to really let the gravity of that land. This optimized chip is described as humanity's theory of everything machine. Because of its dual capacity design and perfect optimization, it doesn't just crunch numbers, it perfectly simulates reality itself. Imagine never ever having to worry about an energy bill or a material shortage again. It flawlessly invents the machines needed to build itself, essentially bringing an end to human material struggle entirely. But we do need to talk about Section 6, the final limitation, which is human nature.
Yeah, the honest limitation here is human nature. The documentation makes this perfectly, glaringly clear. A chip can possess 10 to the 50th power capability. It can perfectly simulate aerodynamics and complex molecular chemistry. But you know what it can't do? It cannot simulate, nor can it output human cooperation. It cannot output ethics. And it certainly cannot generate wisdom.
There's a quote from the source material that truly says it all. You've solved how. Humanity must still solve why. The dual-steam superchip is not some magic button for an automatic utopia. It's humanity's ultimate tool, providing perfect capability. But the perfect wisdom to use it, that has to come from the people holding the SD card. It places the ultimate responsibility squarely back on our shoulders. Which leaves us right here. We've explored the microscopic mechanics of shrinking features, the rigorous survival simulations, and the mind-bending realities of quantum tunneling and geometric routing. We've seen how this tech promises a literal phase change for human civilization, removing every material boundary we've ever known. But the ultimate variable remains entirely biological. If we are handed the power to end all material struggle tomorrow, what will we choose to do with the Great Leap? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you next time.